8 months researching it. So I didn't know much about law. I spent 4 months down in the criminal courts, going often, working with technical advisors, reading. So it took 4 months to really understand the legal system. It took another 2 months to really study the history of activism in LA, in the country, who the figures were, reading biographies about them. And as I was doing all that research, I'm now starting, I started a loose idea of what I told you. 60s, guy never left, interesting character. But as you're doing the research, you're starting to form stuff. Oh, some of them went into criminal law, and so you start to, some of them were small practices. Things are starting to form. Anyway, I'm outlining, did all that. I wrote the screenplay in 12 weeks. So out of a year, the last 12 weeks. That's the advice I give anybody. If you have a year to write a screenplay, and you have nothing to start with, spend 6 months thinking about the idea. Don't even write a word. Just walk around. Get high and watch TV. Go to the need to do. Think of an idea. Don't do anything until you have the idea. You can take a terrible idea and work on it for 20 years, and it will still really not be much. You can take a great idea and write it in finger paint, and somebody could conceivably buy it because it's a great idea. And when I say great idea, it's something you feel passionate about. And it doesn't matter. If you love horror movies and you think, God, man, this is the greatest, coolest take on a horror movie, write that. Me, I'm interested now in sort of ideas that entertain me, but get me to say the stuff that I want to say. That we live in an over-capitalist world where the strong are getting stronger and the weak are getting knocked aside, and it's a really dangerous time. Or let's stand up to the people who actually do something to make them heroes. This is where I am right now. So this is the kind of movies so when I come up with something, that's an idea. But come up with an idea. Don't sit down and go, oh, I'm not writing today, so like that's not cool, I should be writing. Writing is like if you had a year to do an HBO comedy special, you would spend so long practicing jokes. You would go like, oh, I need to be funny right now, like the first day. It's work. It's like, come up with the idea, work on the idea, but don't start until you wake up in the morning and go, God, I really want to work on that idea. Until you have that feeling, maybe you haven't found the idea. And ideas come in pieces. They come in pieces. Nightcrawler came in pieces. Nightcrawler came up with the idea of the world of nightcrawling, and then after 15, 20 years or longer, the idea of an anti-hero. And until I had the anti-hero, I tried many versions of Nightcrawler where he's a hero. Oh, he's a guy who has a family. Or he's a strong guy who beats people up, or he's together, It's like, none of that worked. The only time it ever worked is when I finally came up with the idea of an anti-hero. And then it worked. Wow.
One more question right there. Beard.
Great. I appreciate your tone, the tone in both this and your approach to suspense. I'm wondering if you can speak about your
suspense of Nightcrawler and suspense of I have one thing. Suspense for me in Nightcrawler is the car stuff. And in this movie, it's a little bit of the car stuff. I like to stay with the characters. Like the chase in Nightcrawler, we almost never really left that car. In most films, when you're going down Ventura Boulevard at 100 miles an hour and something's about to happen, they will jump 100 yards ahead to telegraph that something's going to happen and get the wide shot and do all this. I feel like if you stay in the car, if you stay with your characters, you stay with them, that whatever happens to them through their point of view is much more suspenseful and thrilling than cutting away from them to get a big wide shot, which you often see. Most chases and stuff, you'll see they're really trying to cover the spectacle of it. I'm always interested in staying in really tight, like in the car with the people, what's going on, not going wide so you can get a bigger sense of spectacle. I like realism, and like the next movie I'm going to do is going to have a lot of elements like that, and I'm going to try to shoot it as realistically as possible because things are scary to me when they're real.
Wow. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, so again, what, one more? Yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Oh, hi, yes.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Hi, it's Josie.
I know. How are you?
Good. Quick question. Can you explain the evolution of the name of the title? Because when we shot it, it was Inner City, and then...
Yeah. It was called Inner City. We changed that halfway through shooting because I didn't think the movie was about the landscape he was moving through. I thought it was about his name. And the way the name came up from, talking about my personal point of view, I believe that we all have an internal conflict with our conscience. Our higher natures are being drawn down by our lower natures, and it's a constant struggle. Roman is the epitome of that. He spent 40 years working and he breaks and now he's going for something else. So I wanted that. So I like the idea, the biblical, historical, Judeo-Christian concept of Roman and Israel in conflict with each other. I like to put it in the name. And the Esquire is there because I like people who put Esquire at the end of their name. I love them. I don't know why. I think it's the coolest little
That's
thing.
cool, Esquire.
Yeah.
So make sure you spread the word about Roman J. Israel Esquire. And how to do that? You go on social media, you go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know if you're still using MySpace. Whatever floats your boat. Please spread the word, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you, Roy.